I ate every day, 3 meals, sometimes more. There was food on the table, something warm in my stomach, enough calories to keep my body going. And yet, for a long time, I carried a quiet question inside me that I didn't know how to explain. Why did I eat every day, but still go hungry? Not the kind of hunger that comes from poverty or famine. This hunger was harder to name. It didn't show up in my body right away. It showed up in how empty everything felt afterward. I would finish a meal and feel nothing. No satisfaction, no comfort. Just the need to get through the next hour, the next task, the next day. Eating became a routine, not a moment. Fuel, not nourishment. At first, I thought I was just tired, or stressed, or ungrateful. I told myself this was normal adult life. You eat to survive. You move on. You don't expect food to mean anything, but the hunger stayed. I realized that for years I didn't eat because I wanted to. I ate because I had to. Cheap meals, fast meals, repetitive meals, food chosen for efficiency, not care. I ate alone most of the time. Quickly, often distracted, sometimes standing, sometimes scrolling, sometimes already thinking about the next thing I needed to worry about. When life teaches you to rush, even eating becomes something you want to finish as fast as possible. There were days when I ate enough, but my body still felt weak. Days when my stomach was full, but my chest felt hollow. Days when I craved something without knowing what it was. I thought maybe I just needed better food, healthier food, more expensive food. So I tried that, and for a moment, it helped. But the hunger always came back. That's when I understood something uncomfortable. I wasn't hungry for food. I was hungry for safety. For years, my life had been unstable. Rented rooms, temporary spaces, constant movement, constant adjustment. When you live like that long enough, your body stays alert. Your nervous system never fully relaxes. And when your body doesn't feel safe, no amount of food will make you feel full. Eating became something I did while staying tense, while worrying about money, while calculating the next expense, while thinking about what could go wrong. My body digested food, but my mind never rested. Hunger isn't just about calories, it's about presence. I grew used to eating without stopping, without sitting down properly, without enjoying the taste, without letting myself feel satisfied, because satisfaction felt risky. Satisfaction felt like letting my guard down. There was also another layer I didn't want to admit. I didn't feel deserving of abundance. I learned to choose just enough to get by, just enough to not complain, just enough to survive. Anything more felt indulgent, wasteful, dangerous. So I fed my body with minimum effort and fed my mind with constant worry. And then I wondered why I always felt empty. People around me talked about food as joy, as comfort, as connection, meals with family, dinners with friends, memories built around tables. I listened quietly, because my relationship with food had no story, just repetition. I ate to keep moving, not to feel alive. Over time, that kind of hunger spreads. It shows up in other places. You work every day, but still feel unfulfilled. You sleep every night, but still feel exhausted. You talk to people, but still feel lonely. Because when one basic part of your life becomes mechanical, the rest often follows. The hunger I felt was the hunger of someone always bracing for the next problem, always preparing for loss, always living slightly ahead of the present moment. One evening, I noticed something small. I was eating a simple meal, nothing special, but for once, I wasn't in a rush. I sat down, I ate slowly. I didn't look at my phone, and for the first time in a long while, I felt full, not just in my stomach, in my chest. That moment made me realize how long I had been living disconnected from my own needs. I had learned how to provide for myself materially, but not emotionally. I knew how to survive, but not how to receive. Going hungry while eating every day is what happens when your life is built around endurance instead of care. I had confused strength with neglect. I thought pushing through was admirable. I thought ignoring my needs was maturity. But the truth is, hunger is information. It tells you something is missing. What was missing for me wasn't food. It was stability. It was rest without guilt. It was permission to slow down. It was the feeling that I didn't have to rush through everything to be safe. Once I saw that, my relationship with food began to change. Not dramatically, not perfectly, but intentionally. I started treating meals as pauses instead of interruptions, as moments where I could check in with myself instead of escaping my thoughts. And slowly, the hunger softened. This story isn't really about eating. It's about how many of us are living. Consuming just enough to function. Giving ourselves just enough to survive. While staying emotionally starved. We eat every day. We work every day. We move every day. But we don't always nourish ourselves. The lesson I learned is simple. If you rush through your basic needs, your body will keep asking for more. Hunger is not weakness. It's a signal. If you feel hungry even when your stomach is full, ask yourself what kind of hunger it is. Hunger for rest. Hunger for safety. Hunger for meaning. Hunger for a life that doesn't feel like constant preparation. You don't just deserve to eat, you deserve to feel full, not just fed, but nourished.